Hey guys, so I have a bunch of information that I want to cover today, and there is something very specific that I am extremely excited to talk about. So we're going to get into that. But before we do, I undoubtedly, I cannot thank Nakamotorized enough for that shout out that she gave me in her video yesterday. Her shout out was equally as well produced and equally as well done as the rest of her videos. And I'll never get a shout out done so well, and I'll never be able to give a shout out that well either. So incredibly grateful for that. So before we get into today's video, I just ask that if you are not already subscribed to her, please go over and subscribe to her channel. Nakamotorized on YouTube, always been a Litecoin advocate, haven't disagreed with her videos once, and I'm not just saying that because she gave me a shout out. Her information is always accurate. So please go over and follow her or subscribe to her on YouTube. So there are a number of other things I want to get to in this video, but first and foremost, I really am excited to cover this. So I was getting bombarded by an individual that I'm not sure if they'd like to be named or not, so I'm just going to not name them, and if they contact me, I can put them in the comments. But they were basically giving me information and led me to this individual, which I'm sure you might have already heard about. He actually does have a YouTube account, a little over 1,000 subscribers, but undoubtedly he's going to grow. He's only been posting for 2 days. His channel's going to grow incredibly fast. And he has 41,000 Twitter followers. I believe some of his content is paid, so I can't talk about any of that. But the only thing that I am going to talk about, which led me to kind of look into some other things, he has this pinned tweet on his Twitter, and he is essentially predicting a breakout, a Bitcoin bull run beginning on March 8th, or the breakout beginning on March 10th. And looking back, a lot of his stuff is incredibly accurate. And I believe he actually predicted that huge drop we had yesterday. I think it might have been off a day or two from his prediction. So again, this breakout might be off a day or two, but essentially from everything that he is forecasting, predicting that there's going to be a huge breakout. And I also want to say too, I think at this point it's pretty obvious and well known that the market is being manipulated right now. However, I think the market's also been being manipulated for a while as well, probably at least a year or two. I think that's being conservative. Definitely there's been manipulation going on. But what I found really interesting, I made the video comparing the Litecoin and Bitcoin charts on the US dollars and just how similar they were with the Pennant forming here. And I also used Neo, Cardano, and Ethereum because they're top coins, and showing that they are not mimicking this pattern here. As you can see, Ethereum, Cardano, Neo, not mimicking at all what Bitcoin and Litecoin are doing in terms of price action in this wedge forming. And so this is significant for a few reasons, but specifically, like I think is going to happen, Litecoin is going to break out with Bitcoin. Whether it is going to be on this next breakout or just in the future, they're going to be mimicking each other even more so. And I would even dare to start calling Litecoin not really an altcoin. Litecoin is an altcoin, but what it's doing with Bitcoin, the partnership, the collaboration, how it's even forming price-wise with Bitcoin, I'm tempted more to lean towards the idea that Litecoin is becoming on the level of Bitcoin. Obviously, it's not on the level of Bitcoin, but I feel like it's becoming that. You know what I mean? And over time, I think that's going to continue as well. And it's mimicking in price action. And so particularly what I wanted to point out was the last time that Bitcoin had a huge breakout was only a few months ago in September. But basically, yeah, so if we just look back, the last time the Bitcoin had a huge breakout, we initially saw a run-up. And I just marked them with numbers so you can kind of see the similarities here. This could be totally off, but I thought it was very interesting, and I think that it would line up perfectly with Marius's prediction of a breakout. And so here on the Bitcoin USD pairing, we had the run-up, consolidation, and then the next wave reached about half of what the original one did. Same here, as you can see, a little more than half here actually. And then after that, we kind of plummeted for a while, and you can see that here. You can see that here as well. Then we retraced about 50%. You can see it here and you can see it here. And then we had another downtrend right here. You can see we're having the downtrend here. Granted, this one's a little bit longer, but this run up was much longer than the one that led up to this one as well. So take that into account. Kind of think of this as possibly a like twice the size of a version of this. And right now we're having this downtrend that we did have right here as well before we had that huge run up really at the end of 2017 for 3 entire months. So that's 6 right here. 6 represents the last downtrend, and then 7 here represents the beginning of this huge about 3-4 month bull run. So basically the question that I'm posing right here is, could this be 7? Could this dip be the precursor to the huge bull run, or a huge bull run again that we could possibly see? I don't know. Could be the case, could not be the case, but I just think that it was interesting, and I really was inspired by this prediction. And so I just looked into the charts and thought, you know, is it possible? Has this been represented in the past? And yeah, so if you do look on the chart here, it has been. Sorry, hold on. If you do look on the chart here, it actually was represented really at the last breakout. So that's something that got me really excited. This could be a few days off, you know, this could be another few days, but I think it's really important because I think it's very possible that we could have something like this. Again, I'm aware of the factors of market manipulation, but you know, market manipulation was going on back here as well only a few months ago. So I don't necessarily think that prevents something like this from happening. And additionally, this is the Bitcoin USD pairing, but the reason I think it's relevant to Litecoin is because Litecoin has been mimicking Bitcoin more and more as of recently. And so I guess if I would have a prediction, I think that the next Bitcoin breakout that we have, I think that Litecoin is going to break out with Bitcoin. And I don't necessarily think Neo, Cardano, Ethereum, and a lot of the other top alts are going to immediately. I think they will, but I think it's going to be led by Bitcoin and potentially Litecoin as well. And that's you know, looking at the price charts here, I think that's pretty valid to say, because it does seem to be validated in one way or another here. So basically, yeah, the question I'm posing is this the precursor before a nice run up we have in Bitcoin as well as Litecoin, considering how closely tied their price action has been. Who knows? That was mainly what I was excited about. I looked at this morning, but again, inspired by Marius, a lot of information that I've been reading from him. I'm not sure if he predicts a Litecoin breakout around the same time. He states a Bitcoin one. I'm not sure if he predicts a Litecoin one. I personally think, though, that Litecoin will when Bitcoin breaks out as well. And again, if you want to follow him on YouTube, I'm going to leave a link to Nakamotorized in the comments, and then for the next few shout outs I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to leave links in my description as well. And so eCurrency Holder is a huge figure in the Litecoin community. This is his YouTube page at the Liteschool, and he posted this really good video about taxes, which I think all of us, if we aren't interested in, should be interested in and should learn about it. Has to do with long-term, short-term capital gains tax questions, you know, really important things. So I definitely recommend checking this video out. Gonna leave a link to his YouTube channel in my description and a link to this video as well. And I would please recommend subscribing there as well. Posts a ton of good information if we just go to his page right here. And actually, yeah, I did actually shout out his page once before with this really good Andreas Antonopoulos video that I really liked. So yeah, really good tidbits about Litecoin specifically on this channel, so I'd recommend following or subscribing there. And then I just want to end on this clip. Ooh, it already started playing. End on this clip, Litecoin Dad. I am following you, Litecoin Dad. This is my backup account, by the way. But Litecoin Dad has been making tons and tons of moves in the community. It's really important. So I just want to give this video a play. And yeah, I want to end on that. Thanks for coming by, and please let me know what you think if we could see a breakout in Bitcoin and potentially Litecoin in the next few days. And again, would recommend following Marius and telling me what you think about his predictions and everything.
All right, good morning, everyone. It's Lori Peterson, proud principal of Arkansas Elementary. I want to give one disclaimer to start off with. We are live, as you know, and this is an operating building full of kids in today's picture day. So I apologize that we can't give you the full scope of the makerspace. But the purpose of my nice little broadcast here is that we need your help. And we like to think differently, and so with the help of Brandon, who's a parent here at Arkansas, and he's also at Litecoin Dad, we are going to do some fundraising with cryptocurrency. So I'm really excited. And so what those funds are going to go to help us with are our STEM activities, our field trips, and all the activities we need in the maker space. So one of the things that we talk about at Arkansas is preparing kids for jobs that don't currently exist. And in order to do that, they need 21st century skills, which include problem solving, innovation, and collaboration. And so we flipped our library this year to be a space where you can work. And we have arts and science behind the green thing. We have math. We also have a PE component right now that's covered by a screen to take pictures. But I want to let you know this is a thriving hub, our nucleus in the building, and we need your support. In order to maintain these activities, it takes funding, and as you know, school funding is diminishing across the nation. So whatever you can do, check out our Facebook page, Arkansas Elementary, and our Twitter, which is Arkansas Wildcats. Go to the little QR code we have and donate. We would really appreciate your support. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.